Hello, everybody. We are Group 23, and today we'll be telling you a little bit about the rabies virus and the rabies vaccine. Our names are Marshall, Nicole, Hisham, and David. You may be asking yourself, what is rabies? Well, it's a preventable disease that is caused by a single non-segmented RNA virus. Rabies attacks the central nervous system, or CNS, and can affect both humans and animals. A rabies virion is bullet-shaped, and its genome only codes for 5 proteins. When it manifests as disease, it has 2 different phenotypes, furious and paralytic. Some of the most common animals that carry rabies are dogs, raccoons, and bats.
This virus was first documented by the Greeks and it was referred to as Lyssa. Much later in 1885, Louis Pasteur and Emile Roux were the first that attempted to vaccinate against rabies. They injected rabies-infected dried neural tissue into their patients and were successful in their efforts to vaccinate. This method was used until 1950 when they changed the vaccine to contain inactivated rabies virus.
When treating human patients, the vaccination uses Imovax, which is used for pre-exposure and post-exposure. For pre-exposure, humans are injected with an inactivated rabies virus. It's a freeze-dried suspension of rabies virus. The introduction of the strain will cause the body to produce antibodies. If it's suspected that you're currently infected with rabies, then you'll be given a series of 5 injections. The first will contain fast-acting rabies immunoglobulin, or RIG, and within the next 14 days, you'll receive 4 injections that have the inactivated rabies virus.
So RIG is administered to the patient based off their body weight. It is produced by first injecting a horse with the varicella rabies vaccine. This causes the horse to produce antibodies that bind to the G protein of the viral capsid, which prevents the rabies virus from entering the neuronal cell. Eventually, the horse is bled, and the blood is treated to concentrate out these antibodies. These are used as the vaccine that is given to people who are already infected, and it is given intramuscularly.
Rabies is a viral infection that causes inflammation of the spinal cord and the brain. Active rabies means the virions have managed to enter the cells where they proliferate for the next 4 to 6 weeks. It is possible to be infected and not see symptoms for months. Initially, the virus is introduced through the mouth, nose, or a wound. It then travels to the nerve cells and does this through the nerve spindles of sensory nerves or neuromuscular junctions of motor nerves. The 180 nanometer virion travels at a rate of 15 to 100 millimeters a day. There are many receptors that rabies interacts with, and one of these is the nicotinic acetylcholine receptor of the neuromuscular junction. The virion then travels to the neuronal cytosol, where it can replicate and spread within the CNS. After replicating, it travels back down the axons to replicate in the peripheral tissues, most importantly the nerve plexus of acinar cells of the salivary glands. From there, it is then secreted into the saliva.
If you think that you have rabies, be sure to be vaccinated because if left untreated, rabies is invariably fatal.